Hello, family. Let's try again. And hopefully, this time the live will continue. Um, I've been trying for a while, you see. And if you just join me, I was live first on a couple of minutes ago, but I didn't go through. And now I'm trying again. So let's just jump at it. And hopefully, my network is not going to give us a hard time. And I know it's a bad excuse having bad network in 2021, but you know what? We all have ours. And this is mine right now. I can't manage to share it on my wall. So if you will be kind enough to share it, please do share it on my coaching wall. Anyway, welcome to my end of year review of the year of 2021, which I chose to theme the year of transformation. This was back in January. I had my very first live on the 17th of January this year. And the inspiration came from within and out. I've been talking a lot about inspired action this year. That kind of action, that kind of inspiration that you can't plan. It's almost like it's your intuition. So leaning into trusting it and following it. That's what I did. And it came to me just over the new year from 2020 to 2021. So I threw myself on a live, shared that it was my very first live. But as I love and aim to be a woman of my word, I chose to lean in that theme of transformation and invited you to be with me. And those of you who have been with me throughout this whole year, thank you so much. Thank you. I see you. I appreciate your trust. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all of you, your encouragement that has come in different ways throughout the year. So, day of transformation. We've come to the end of the year of transformation. And family, when I tell you there's so much that has happened, so much that has happened in my life, in my client's life, in my other businesses, there's so many things. So today I was thinking that we will uncover those things and also share things or transformations from my clients' lives as well. And if you're wondering, yes, I've asked them first, so I'm not outing nobody's business without asking for their permission. So, yes, the year of transformation. What happened? I implemented it in my life as a whole, in my personal life, in my business life, and in the programs that I develop for my clients. And it's been massive, both challenging, but also mind-blowing even for me. But remember, for those of you who saw that very first streaming, I said that some transformations are going to be the ones that will work for, and some are going to be the ones that will happen organically along the way, because when you put in the work in certain things, there's results of that. The results that you, most of the times, they're the ones you want, but also that work can birth other results along the way. So that's what happened. So if we start with on a personal matter, if you see me looking on the side, it's an extra screen because I don't want to leave anything out. On a personal matter, I understood that the transformations that I desired, for them to come to life, become a reality, I needed to lean even more into my routines. And that way I'm talking about morning routines, evening routines, and my day-to-day awareness. And what I mean with that, the last part, is many times we act and go on in our lives without necessarily being aware of the small decisions that we make, of the small choices that we make, of the small conversations that we have, and brush them off like, yeah, that's business as usual. I wanted to be present. I wanted to be aware of my actions and what they could lead to. So I did that. And this truly transformed my life physically, emotionally, spiritually, and wholeheartedly. And with that, I mean body, mind, and soul. My transformations there. They blew me away. I was so surprised over some of them, to the extent that when I start off, I think it was properly in February that I started understanding the importance of this focus, that I was on this path that I was on. And I also started to see how it began a little bit challenging, because, we are kind of routine people, and our brains are made that way. We like when things are common for us. We like when things are habits for us, and we don't like change. Change is very good, and our mind is very flexible, but you have to impose it on it. So, for me to lean in the transformation that I wanted, I also understood that I had to be even more focused, which meant that even when it was hard times going on, challenges going on in my personal life or sometimes in my business, I chose to, for instance, show up on these lives. I produced a new talk every week. I was live minimum once a week, and sharing different tools, sharing different keys, sharing different gems that I had researched on and also had studied to a certain level. So, but I knew this is what I wanted. I knew I wanted to assist you. I knew I wanted to provide the best help possible, or companionship on this path. So I continued to show up every time, even when I didn't feel like it, even when I had things going on myself, but I still showed up. And if you haven't seen some of these Nabunya talks that I had, there's so many of them. I've gone live over 60 hours this year. And we've had subjects such as how to break up with your fears, managing expectations, what is confidence, or what is true confidence, what do you know about yourself, transforming your negative self-talk into mind-blowing affirmations. Those are just a small tip of the iceberg of the conversations and the talks that I've had live and shared with some of you this year. And the last one, transforming your negative self-talk into mind-blowing affirmation, that even turned into a summer challenge that we had in the whole of the month of July, where I had 5 fantastic ladies that joined, and they were so dedicated. I was so impressed by their resilience to just stay focused during this challenge. And there's a reason why they call them challenges. Many of them I could get in our WhatsApp group chat support. Does that make any sense? Group WhatsApp group chat, group support chat. You understand what I mean? And I'm so excited to be here, so I'm even losing my words. But anyway, they could write like, "Oh, Miriam, this week's assignments are really hard. I don't even know what to write, or they're triggering something in me, and I don't like this feeling." But they kept on going. And the thing is, and this thing I haven't shared earlier, but what was going on right then, it was I was going through some things myself. So, and I've shared this in some of my lives, that many of the times when I show up in these Nabunya talks, I often say that if this word is not for you, then it's probably for me. So when I've been walking with you on this path, I've been also feeding into me. I've been also feeding into my journey, and your feedback, bouncing back on each other's contributions on this path have really helped me get through some tough things. And yeah, so during this summer challenge, I needed clarity. I felt like I was going through something. I needed clarity, and I did what I normally do when I need more clarity. So I went on this fast. And a small side note, I'm just about to release a fasting where you can find the fast that speaks for you for the first 21 days of 2022. Or we'll be starting at in January 5th. I'll be talking about this in the end, but I invite you to join me on a fast because there is no activity, no exercise, no body, mind, and soul engagement that you can do that will give you as much clarity as fasting. Believe me, and I'm coming to that point. I needed clarity during this period of my life. So I went on a fast and I choose different kind of fast, but this particular one I've done before, and it was a vegan fast and it was a liquid fast. And I did it, and what I found out, this was my first transformation, doing my first big transformation. I While I was on this fast, I noticed that I just want to be in tune with my body, mind, and soul. It gives me so much clarity. I feel lighter. I feel more aware in my life, and I see things much more clear. It's like a sobriety kind of activity. So during this fast, I decided to totally go vegan. And when I tell you that I am a meat lover, to the extent that when I was in my mid teens, I was even going to take a hunter's license because here in Scandinavia you need a license to hunt. So I was going to take that license just so I could hunt my own meat. Like that's how much I like meat. That's how much I like uh, animal products. I know it sounds bad, and in this time and age, but I do. But during this summer, I really felt like I had never gained so much clarity during a fast like I did this time around. And I thought, you know what? I want to stay in this space. I want my body to stay in this healthy, from top to toe, in and out kind of awareness and clarity. So I went vegan. I never saw that coming. Remember when I said transformation, there is some transformations that we wanted, that we worked towards, and then some transformation that happened organically. This was one of them. And when I said that I was going through some tough times and tough period, then it was a lot of resilience in our industry. For my other company, my 11-year-old business production company, and I was truly feeling like failing for bankruptcy. I haven't felt that way. I felt that way once before, but that was just before I burned out. So that was a totally different thing. This time I felt good, but it just felt like I couldn't find a solution of what was going on for yet another COVID year. So I just felt like I needed to file for bankruptcy. I was so overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed. But during this fast, I got some clarity that I hadn't experienced before. And this is why I say fasting is such an important aspect of when you want clarity, when you want to regain focus. And when I say fasting, I will share more about the fasting that we're going to do in the beginning of the year because I want you to join me. It's the fast that fits you. For me, it was this liquid fast on vegan liquid fast. And for some, it can be fasting from relationships. For some, it can be fasting from technology, social media. Some, it can be a certain food and so on. It's about sacrificing something to gain something. So this is what I did. But again, this clarity during this period. I went from bankruptcy. These are the results of what happened during this period. I went from being ready to file for bankruptcy to making a revenue surplus higher than that we did the whole year before within 3 months. Within 3 months. What happened? When I gained clarity and spoke to my business coach, I've told you before I have 3 coaches. I spoke to my business coach. I took a step back. That's always important to gain a broader view, and started to re-evaluate our business and re-evaluate the services we had, and also analyze the market, our market, the event market, the production market. Turned out that the small jobs or the small products that we had were now the ones high on demand. Turning these things around, I couldn't see this before. The year of transformation, family, turned our total revenues upside down for the better. So that was one of the biggest transformations that I had. And also, I just feel like I'm more myself, if that makes sense. I feel more like the Miriam I want to be. I feel more like the Miriam I always wanted to be, always knew I could be, but didn't expect her to land now. Mm. If you just drop in, we're talking about the year of transformation, end of year review. So I just shared my transformations, personal and business, professional transformation. Now I want to share one from one of my clients. Um, I had the pleasure of coaching over 70, 80 hours this year. And the transformations that some of my clients have experienced have been mind blowing, both for us, for me, and for them. None that we didn't think they would be possible, but it's mostly these unexpected transformations. That's what's so amazing, the unexpected ones, because kind of when you set the ones that you want, you are moving towards them, you're working towards them. We made a action step plan for those transformations. But then the results that come of the change of the habits, of gaining more clarity, all of this, those were the ones that have surprised them and have just had me as the biggest cheerleader on the side. So I had this client, to give you a backstory. When people contact me to work with me, there's a process that happens there, because you have to build a relationship so we both feel secure with each other. Because when you choose a confidant, like a coach or a mentor, it's very important that you feel like this is the right person for you, for your specific challenge, and also that you feel secure and honest, and that you can be honest with this individual. So it takes some time. So from the first conversation to actually signing a collaboration, it can take anything from 1 month to 3 months. So when I started the year of transformation, I've had the pleasure, soon enough, I had the pleasure to coach highly educated PhD holding women and business owners. And when I set out to start this year, I had the tagline Transformational Mindset Coach. But the more I spoke about this transformation, the more I wrote these different talks that have been going live every week, the more my target group, or the people that sought out for me, were within specific categories. I was very surprised by that, but they could see that I could help them, and I was I felt privileged to help them. So one of my clients, the first one that came to me, she was a business owner that was on her way out of burnout, and she felt anxious about getting back to work. She was anxious about if she could work without burning out again. She loved what she did, but she didn't know if she was strong enough to go back and do it. She didn't have any boundaries. She needed boundaries. So that one took about two months, I think, before we started collaborating, and we put together a 16-week program for her that was called the Unapologetically You program. We went through helping her getting clarity. We worked a lot with that, and this was the one that took the longest time. I think we collaborated with this for almost 5 weeks. And also we did some memory work, because I believe that our childhood our childhood selves inform and shape our grown up selves. So we did some memory work from childhood and all the way up to try to figure out her self image and where it came from. And we work with limiting beliefs. We put in the limiting beliefs work, because we all have limiting beliefs, but some are subconscious and some are conscious. But these are real, and they are blockers and robbers of the life that we desire, family. So we really did that. And we also put in some fear work. What are you afraid of, and where does it come from? Is it subconscious or is it conscious? And she truly put in the work. If you've ever been in a challenging place in your life, if you ever felt like you're so overwhelmed that you hardly recognize yourself, so imagine being there and putting in all of the work. And also, a disclosure, in the beginning, I had to clarify what I could help her with and what she needed a psychiatrist for, because that's a very fragile kind of gap where she was, and work that out. And the first massive change or transformation came after 10 weeks. I was witnessing how my client started to change her self-image. She started calling out her triggers and her fears. She started to being aware and being conscious about this. Family, when I tell you that it was so amazing, I was so happy for her, but I also saw the fruits of her hard labor. So slowly but surely, she started taking small steps on her own. Like, for instance, getting a job just to try the waters out and see if she was strong enough mentally and physically to be in a workplace. 50% position, really loved it there. It took her maybe 2-3 weeks to get in it, and now she really enjoys it. On the same time, she started slowly starting working on her business. Family, when I tell you that the beginning of this month, she called me and told me that she had been granted a financial support from her municipality for small businesses, and she launched her online shop, web shop, for her creations, her art, her fashion, and styling jobs. Going from not being sure if this is what she was supposed to do, if she was strong enough, doing it without burning out, to being where she is now. I'm telling you, transformations have been taking place this year. They have been taking place this year. I want to play you a recording that she sent me uh, just in the beginning of this month. And it's in Swedish, but I will translate it afterwards. Hang on. Let me see here. So amazed and proud of this person. Okay, listen. Tack så jättemycket. Men alltså, jag var ju ett vrak när jag hörde av mig till dig första gången. Jag var ett vrak. Men det är väl det. Du hjälper dina klienter att se sin true potential. Och även om man kanske vet sin sanna potential, så händer det ju saker i livet som får en att glömma bort det. Så att med ditt mindset så blir allt mycket lättare. I'm so touched. The thing is that what she said is like, I was a mess. I was a total mess when I reached out to you. You truly help your clients see their own full potential, because things happen in life that make one forget those things. But with your mindset, everything gets so much easier and reachable. When I tell you the year of transformation has touched people, has changed people's lives, this is one of the testimonies. I'll be sharing more transformations on my new membership only platform, the Nabunya Tribe, or it's getting fueled and infused with keys this upcoming year. When I tell you, family, I'll be sharing more transformations there, more testimonials there, and I'll be sharing some on my Instagram. And if you're not following me already, take this as a sign for you to go ahead to follow me on Instagram. That's Miriam Nabunya on Instagram. But if you want to hear more about my members only platform, It's getting launched in 2 days. 2 days. It's been around for a while, but now I'm opening it up for more people, and it's a members only, meaning it's a subscription. It's monthly or annually. You will read about it on my website that's launching in 2 days. So that's one transformation and one testimonial of the year of transformation. I have another client. And if you just dropped in, yes, I'll ask my clients if I can share this. This one is a doctorate scholar that was afraid of leaving her secure job that she had had for over 10 years to pursue her PhD studies. And this was, mind you, this was a 90-minute intensive. A 90-minute intensive, because not all clients need a 16-week or 12-week program. Some clients need to get some clarity on a certain goal, short-term goal, or a certain challenge they're facing right now. You also be able to read about that on my new website that's launching in 2 days. So this was a 90-minute intensive. So we sat down, me and this client that had reached out to me and said, like, Miriam, I need to air where my situation right now, because I feel like I'm in a crossroad. I don't know what way to take. I just know that I'm not at ease. I'm not at ease, and I have possibilities, I have opportunities, but I can't see them as clear. So we sat down, and for the first 40 minutes, this client shared her fears, her family situation, as she's a mother of two, and her loyalty to her workplace that, remember, she had been in for over 10 years. So when she was done, that left me about 50 minutes of collaboratory coaching, meaning both of us talking, two-way communication. And as I normally do when somebody opens up the way my coaches do, I thank her for her trust and for her honesty. And then I asked her some critical questions regarding what I had picked out was her most sensitive areas and concerns. Remember when I said I have a video, a small short, where I said important thing about personal development, it's a personal thing and you need to be honest. So she was very honest, and I went straight in and spoke about her, the most what I understood like her most sensitive concerns. And we finished off the session with 5 to 10 minutes of silence and told her to stay in touch if she needed any more assistance. 2 months later, I get a phone call where she said that she will be starting her PhD studies during this year, and she will also be making her publishing debut as a co-author of an important academic handbook in her field. When I tell you people are experiencing transformations in these COVID times, if you set up your mind for something you want to accomplish, you theme the year, and everything you do is focused within that what you want to achieve. Believe me, there is no way how you cannot reach it. And there's even more goodies that happen along the way. These are just two of the many transformations I've heard this year. Let me know in the comments. I don't even know if you've written anything. If you have and I've missed it, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But okay. So we've come to the end of the year of transformation. I am so grateful for all of you that have allowed me to come into your homes, your bedrooms, your offices, your living rooms, and just add some inspiration, some emotional challenges, because I've been pointing at many of your triggers. But I am so grateful that you allowed me to do this, and I hope that it's added value to your life. I've also learned this year that many of you don't, you are aware, you are paying attention, but you don't make so much noise. So I know many of you are watching my content, and I'm just grateful for that. And this year, family, when I tell you I have things lined up, hey, you just have to wait. And we're starting with tomorrow. I have a New Year's Eve special. Yes, I've made a New Year's Eve special theming the year of 2022. I'll be airing this just before lunchtime or in the morning. Just pay attention. I'll put out a small promo for that and you watch it. And the thing is, this one is hot. This coming in hot. This one is hot. 2022. I've made a New Year's Eve special that's coming tomorrow. It's not going to be live because remember, I really want to give you all that I felt from inside and out, but also what I've been seeing in the culture, in my audience, and in with my clients. So this one is coming hot. And yes, I promise to tell you about fasting. Fasting is a magical tool. It's a magical tool to regain focus, to be intentional, to ground yourself, and also to get clarity. That's why every year I start the year off with a fast, and I'm inviting you to join me. I'm inviting you to join me. In 2 days, I'm launching my website, and you'll be able to download a free fasting with intention workbook. And in that workbook, you'll be able to choose between different fasts for you to find the fast that fits you. It's not necessarily only about food, it can be relationships, it can be technology, it can be environment, just what you need to sacrifice to regain focus, clarity, be intentional for this new year. Because if you are not ready to put in the work for any kind of change, for you to come closer to your desires, then it's just a new date. Then it's just a new date. Then January 1st is just a new date because you are still the same. But if you need a push, if you need help, if you need somebody to be in your team, to be in your corner, to share the keys, result proven keys, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. I'm not even blowing my own horn. I know we can deliver. So you can go on miriamnabunya.com right now and sign up for the waiting list for the launch. So as soon as it's up, boop, you'll get mail. And with that, I'm also opening up my members only platform, the Nabunya Tribe. We're going to have monthly interviews with industry leading profiles, master classes, daily infused with inspiration, keys, tools to help your mindset, your confidence, and for you to just stay on the path to what you want. I'm coming in hot in 2022. I am here to deliver. I am here to serve you, and I've put in the work. I'm going to do my best not to disappoint you. So, to finish off, family, thank you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your encouragement because, like I said, we all have our challenges, we all have our triumphs periods, and I've had it all this year. But you stayed there with me. I've done my best to show up for you, and look where we are now. I'm so proud of us. I am so proud of us, and I'm looking forward to 2022 like nobody's business. So watch out for my New Year's Eve special tomorrow. I wish you a wonderful New Year's Eve. I wish you a pleasant beginning of the year, and I want you to dare to be courageous in this new year. Dare to go after what scares you. Dare to put your goals to a level where it scares you, but not be scared of it because you can be afraid and do it anyway. Invest in you. Invest in you. This is not a pitch for you to work with me. Invest in you. Whatever way you do it, invest in you, because your well being, your inner peace, your joy is a you job. That's all I had. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And a happy new year. Thank you very much, 2021. We are done.